The European Union is accelerating its efforts to improve relations with Turkey, with a focus on strengthening trade ties in 2024. This is happening despite Turkey's growing interest in the BRICS group, which it considers a strategic alternative due to frustration over stagnant progress with Brussels. Why does Turkey want to join the BRICS? Economic accession to the BRICS could open up new markets for Turkish products and services. The bloc accounts for about 40% of world production and a significant part of world GDP, thus offering vast opportunities for commercial expansion. In addition, Turkey could benefit from increased investments and technology transfers from BRICS-producing countries, in particular China and Russia. These partnerships could improve Turkey's technological capabilities and infrastructure development, which are crucial for its economic growth. The BRICS are also seeking to reduce their dependence on the US dollar by promoting local currency transactions and creating a new reserve currency. This is in line with Turkey's interest in strengthening its financial stability and reducing its vulnerability to currency fluctuations. Geopolitically, by joining the BRICS, Turkey aims to balance its relations with Western countries and improve its influence in a multipolar world order. This measure is perceived as a way to strengthen Turkey's geopolitical position without abandoning its ties with NATO and the EU. In addition, Turkey seeks to play a more active role in global governance by aligning itself with the BRICS, which advocate a more equitable international system. This position echoes Turkey's criticism of the current Western-dominated world order and its desire for a more inclusive decision-making process at the international level. At the same time, the EU has intensified its efforts to attract Turkey by pushing to relaunch and modernize the customs union. The aim is to expand cooperation in services, public procurement, and sustainable development. This initiative also aims to solve trade irritants and improve migration management, a key element of the EU-Turkey Declaration of 2016. Despite these efforts, Turkey has shown its interest in the BRICS, seeking to diversify its economy and strengthen ties with non-Western powers. This interest aligns with the objectives of the Turkish foreign policy to extend its influence and its economic partnerships beyond the traditional Western alliances. The story of Turkey's application for membership of the European Union is a story of perseverance. Turkey's journey towards European Union membership is long and complex, characterized by many ups and downs since the mid-20th century. The relationship officially began in 1959, when Turkey applied for associate membership of the European Economic Community, formalized by the Ankara Agreement in 1963. This agreement aimed to integrate Turkey economically with the EEC framework, laying the foundations for future full membership. Turkey's official candidacy for the EEC was submitted in 1987, but the European Commission postponed the case, citing Turkey's economic and political situation, as well as its poor relations with Greece and the Cyprus conflict as obstacles. Despite this, Turkey continued to align with European standards and joined the EU Customs Union in 1996, thus strengthening its economic integration with the EU. A significant breakthrough took place at the Helsinki European Council in 1999, where Turkey was officially recognized as a candidate for EU membership. Negotiations officially began in 2005, but progress has been slow and marked by challenges. By 2021, only 16 of the 35 negotiating chapters have been opened, with only one chapter completed and another tentatively closed. The concerns of the EU member states regarding human rights, in particular France and Germany, have raised concerns about the human rights situation in Turkey, democratic retreat, and press freedom. These issues have been exacerbated since the failed coup in 2016 and the constitutional changes under President Erdogan, which centralized power and limited democratic freedoms. The conflict in Cyprus remains a significant obstacle to Turkey's full accession to the EU. Turkey's military presence in northern Cyprus and territorial disputes with Greece also complicate the accession process. The perceived cultural and identity differences between Turkey and the EU countries, in particular, linked to Turkey's predominantly Muslim population, have fueled debates on Turkey's compatibility with secularism and liberal values. The Turkish government has increasingly sought alternatives to its long-stalled EU accession process, turning its attention to other international blocs, such as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, and the BRICS group. This frustration with the lack of progress in the EU negotiations and the desire to amplify its influence on the world stage reflect this change. Turkey has been an observer of the SCO since 2012 and has expressed a keen interest in becoming a full member. President Erdogan actively participated in the SCO summits, signaling Turkey's strategic pivot towards this bloc. The SCO includes major regional powers such as China, Russia, India, and Pakistan, offering Turkey a platform to strengthen its geopolitical influence in Eurasia. Erdogan's participation in the upcoming SCO summit in Kazakhstan underlines Turkey's commitment to deepening its ties with the organization. Turkey has also expressed interest in joining the BRICS group, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Russian President Vladimir Putin publicly supported Turkey's aspiration to join the BRICS, stressing the importance of fostering closer relations and economic and security cooperation between member states. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu actively engaged with the BRICS leaders during the BRICS Plus meetings, advocating for the inclusion of Turkey. This step is perceived as a way for Turkey to diversify its international partnerships and reduce its dependence on Western domination. The strategic implications of Turkey's engagement with the SCO and the BRICS highlight their flexible approach to foreign policy, aimed at balancing relations between Western allies and emerging world powers. This strategy allows Turkey to take advantage of its unique geopolitical position and to seek advantages from multiple international alliances. However, this change has raised concerns in the West about Turkey's long-term strategic orientation, in particular with regard to its commitments to NATO and other Western alliances, as well as its status of application for membership of the European Union. The EU is currently developing a comprehensive three-step plan to strengthen its commitment to Turkey. This plan involves increasing the frequency of high-level meetings, reactivating the European Investment Bank's operations in Turkey, and initiating talks to modernize the customs union between the two entities. The EU wants to hold more high-level dialogues with Turkey, focusing on key areas such as trade, energy, and migration. These meetings aim to address and resolve current problems, strengthen bilateral relations, and pave the way for economic growth and political cooperation. The relaunch of the EIB's operations, which had reduced its activities in Turkey due to political and economic concerns, should significantly facilitate investments in Turkish infrastructure and development projects. Accordingly, this will strengthen economic ties and promote mutual growth. The modernization of the customs union between the EU and Turkey, established in 1995, aims to expand the scope of the customs union to include areas such as agricultural services and public procurement. This will not only streamline trade regulations, but also address current trade irritants and bring Turkey closer to EU standards. Several EU member states have expressed strong opposition to Turkey's accession to the EU. Germany has been one of the most vocal opponents of Turkey's EU membership. Chancellor Angela Merkel and other German politicians have called for membership talks to be suspended or ended, citing concerns about the rule of law and human rights in Turkey. Relations have been particularly strained due to the arrest of German citizens in Turkey, and President Erdogan's calls for German Turks to vote against Merkel in the elections. Austria has consistently opposed Turkey's accession to the EU, highlighting problems such as mass arrests following the failed 2016 coup in Turkey and the perceived erosion of democratic norms under Erdogan's government as the main reasons for their position. Austria's position has fluctuated over the years. While former President Nicolas Sarkozy was strongly opposed to Turkey's accession, subsequent EU administrations have been more ambivalent, focusing on Turkey's alignment with European values and standards. Belgium has changed its position in recent years, with Prime Minister Charles Michel calling for an end to the negotiations due to concerns about Turkey's distance from European values and democratic principles. Cyprus and Greece have significant reservations regarding Turkey's accession to the EU due to territorial and political conflicts. Although they theoretically support Turkey's accession, they demand that Turkey solve the problems related to Cyprus and improve bilateral relations as prerequisites for accession. In addition to Turkey's recent interest in joining the BRICS, this strategy reflects its orientation towards diversifying its international alliances and reducing its dependence on Western institutions. Here are the latest developments and the potential implications of Turkey's application to join the BRICS. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu confirmed Turkey's renewed interest in joining the BRICS, stressing that Turkey does not see the BRICS as an alternative to NATO or the EU, but as a complementary platform to improve its economic ties and global influence. Russia has expressed its firm support for Turkey to join the BRICS. President Vladimir Putin welcomed Turkey's interest and indicated that the issue will be discussed at the next BRICS meetings. High-level visits and meetings between Turkey and the BRICS have intensified. For example, Cavusoglu's visit to China included discussions on expanding economic cooperation with China, expressing the desire to increase imports of Turkish products and improve bilateral relations. President Erdogan urged Germany to lift the bloc on the sale of Eurofighter Typhoon fighter jets to Turkey, following Turkey's decision to reduce its activities in a $23 billion contract for F-16s with the United States, and the purchase of engines for Turkish warships, and equipment for a $24 billion nuclear power plant being built by Russia on the Mediterranean coast of Turkey. Despite these efforts, it seems unlikely that Germany will accept the sale due to ongoing diplomatic tensions, including issues related to Turkey's actions in Syria, its acquisition of Russian air defenses, and delays in the ratification of Sweden's NATO membership. The presence of a large number of Turkish citizens living and working in Germany has significantly influenced Germany's position on the possible accession of Turkey to the EU. The Turkish community in Germany, which is one of the largest immigrant groups in the country, has complex implications for German-Turkish relations and EU-Turkey negotiations. Firstly, the Turkish community in Germany is deeply divided with strong political forces and cultural ties with Turkey. This division is influenced by the Turkish government, which is actively engaging with its diaspora to rally support for President Erdogan's domestic policy. Erdogan's administration has capitalized on this link, in particular through organizations such as the Union of Turkish Democratic Europeans and religious institutions such as Diyanet, which have become tools for political mobilization and influence in Germany. This involvement has led to increased tensions within the Turkish community in Germany and between the Turkish community and the wider German society. Secondly, the political and social activities of the Turkish diaspora in Germany have sometimes led to diplomatic conflicts. For example, Erdogan's rhetoric and political actions, such as accusations of Nazi practices against Germany and the controversial Turkish referendums, have strained relations. These tensions are exacerbated by Germany's concerns about Turkey's human rights record, democratic retreat, and foreign policy actions, such as military interventions in Syria and the conflicts in the Eastern Mediterranean. These diplomatic issues influence Germany's hesitation to support Turkey's accession to the EU. Germany in particular has been critical of Turkey's authoritarian tendencies and human rights violations, which conflict with the EU's democratic values and legal norms. In addition to a large Turkish population, Germany adds a domestic political dimension to its foreign policy, where German leaders must balance international diplomatic considerations with the feelings and influence of Turkish voters in Germany. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching this video. We sincerely thank you. Thank you for joining us today. If our content resonated with you or inspired you, please consider expressing your support by liking it and subscribing to stay connected with our community. Your support is of immense value to us. You can watch another video from our channel, which is now on the screen.